what is up? I'm the Total Doom here, finally doing a review. After about a year, finally, I am going to review the Halo Mega Bloks UNSC Mammoth. Now, this set, if you did not know, is provided to me by the SS Motion and Mega Bloks. So I gotta thank them both, I gotta shout out them both. You know, Mega Bloks is pretty much already shouted out because, you know, this is a Mega Bloks set. But I also like to shout out the SS Motion. You know, the Toymation contest thing, Scooby-Doo-Bap, it's all goods and stuff, so thank you for this. This is awesome. Anyways, let's dive deep into this vehicle. Now, I know the lighting is a little bit off, I know the camera isn't that far away as I hope, but it is a big vehicle. It is very large. In fact, here's a Grimlock to do a size comparison. Look at that. Look at that. Grimlock, you can't eat all of that! You're gonna have a lot of stomach pain. Now this vehicle has 2,030 parts. It's kind of sad that I can, recall that, 2,030. It's not a hard number to remember, or forget, or however that expression goes. But, things, and it's got a lot of parts. This took me 7 hours to build straight, and I feel like going crazy because of it. Anyways, before we take a look at the vehicle, let's take a look at the minifigures. Now this set basically includes 5 figures in total, and they all look excellent, I gotta say. This set has 3 unspecific figures that are just kind of like, hey, we're just here, just kind of hanging around. But it does have a couple of figures that a lot of Halo fans really know, and are really excited for, I guess, if you're excited for that stuff. Anyways, let's take a look at some of the more basic figures. This is a Marine. Now, to some people it might not look specific or anything like that, not too special, but, this does have an actual difference between the one that was in the Cauldron Clash, and that being he is actually African American, so that's actually kind of cool that it has a little bit of diversity in the line. But basically everything else is the same thing as the Marine in the Cauldron Clash. It has some green, it has some brown, it has some tan. And he comes with a black shotgun, and I decided to give him the backpack because why not? Unfortunately, the backpack on this is loose, but, I don't hate it for that. Right now we got a Spartan, I believe this is Recruit. He's got an assault rifle. And I love the colors on this. The dark gray really just, it looks splendid, and that cherry red metallic visor just looks stunning. Nothing really much to complain about this figure, but I just really love the coloring of it. And then we've got a Spartan Operator, which does have some kind of weird details. It kind of looks almost like, alien, I guess. But, yeah, black assault rifle. He has, the dark gray and 12 points of articulation. Cherry red visor. Nothing really much more to be said, but these two definitely look good together. Anyways, we've also got Commander Lasky. What was up with Ford Hunt Don? He's got a gray pistol which looks nice, I guess. And then he's also got the target locator thingy, which was in the Covenant Wraith. The mold overall is not bad. I definitely like his outfit. I really love the detail on that. He's got a couple of kind of like a whitish yellow arrow detail going on the side of him. But, it is for a figure kind of basic, but, it does have some, goodness to it. Anyways, this is kind of a figure. It is the Alpha, or not Alpha, I'm thinking red versus blue. The AI, what is it, Roland, whatever, it's the yellow guy. Now, my biggest complaint with this is it still lights up blue. You can see it right there. It lights up blue because it's basically a repaint slash remold of the sets that came with the Cortana. Nothing really changed with this piece. Basically, it has a yellow post thing, so it lights up like that. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyways, Roland! It's a nice mold on top. Roland! Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into the Mammoth just because it's got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to go through some of the basic points, but it is really cool overall and very fun because there's a lot of places to go with this Mammoth. It's not like the UNSC Elephant from, I believe, 2011, 2010, someone can correct me on that, I think it was 2010, where it had the empty space and, you know, that, and I like that set. I wish I had it, but there wasn't really, you know, as much space as what this has. This also has the top layer right here. It also has these, you know, side bits right here, so you get pretty much twice as much play value in the set. It's almost like it's a Barbie house for, you know, Halo. Anyways, it's got a turret on top, which is really nice. I've heard a couple of people say that this likes to droop down. Some days it does, but, you know, other days it's just fine. It rarely ever kind of just droops down. It's got a couple of turrets right here that can move up and down. They're pretty much the same thing from the Rocket Hog. Taking a closer look at those rockets, you know, it just rotates right here and moves up and down. Here's a better look at that turret. Looks really nice. It does have 360 articulation. And again, it moves up and down. Though it does have its limits, it does look kind of cool. Here's a better look at the top section right here. So you got all this room to play around with. I'm going to bring the light over to there. You also have this section. You got a couple of stairs, which is really, sorry about that, really nice. And then you got, of course, this top section right here. Though you don't want to be in the way of the rockets. That might be bad. Now, as so many people have reported on this, you know, reviewed this, it's not exactly to scale, which might be a problem for some people, but I actually like this scale more than if it was actually accurate. Because if you think of it, you'd be paying a lot of money for that. Now, this is more of a collector's series type set, and, you know, collectors have, you know, all sorts of Mega Bloks Halo, so, you know, you'd think, okay, they would afford this if it was to scale. But, I mean, I've seen a lot of people pay so much for Mega Bloks Halo sets. But quite honestly, I like the scale a little bit more. It's easier to grab, and not every collector has, you know, all the money in the world to throw at for Mega Bloks Halo. So, I do respect the choices of this scale, and I actually do prefer it. It would be cool if this was big, but it doesn't take up as much room, and, you know, it's still got a very nice play value to it. It's got lots of room to it, so I just really like this scale a little bit more than what, you know, people were probably hoping for. Taking a look at this section right here, as you can see, it has a black sniper. So, you know, you get a sniper little station there, maybe get some orange juice on the side and just relax. Also on the other side, you get a railgun and a saw. That's pretty much the only differences side by side, except when you go inside the vehicle. Taking a look at some of the room, you get a little bit of room inside there. And then you could go past here and all that. It's got a lot of room to play through. Now, down here, it does have a couple of panels on the side, which you can pull out. You can use this little gray block to, you know, help you out. However, I've got it to where it kind of clicks into place, and you kind of don't want that, because you'd have to, like, take apart everything, well, not everything, maybe just this part, to kind of, you know, get that out, and, you know, because it's a little difficult trying to get this out when it's clicked in. So I don't recommend doing that, quite honestly. Its tires are huge, which I really like. My dog has gone after them when rolling this, so yeah. Jack Russells, everyone. But my biggest complaint with them is there's nothing really much to connect them. I've had a couple of times to where those tires actually fall off, so you might want to watch out for that. But when playing around with it like this and going like this, you know, it's not going to do anything. But if you lift it up and, you know, you slip and the tire falls off, then the tire falls off. Taking Taking a look at the back section right here, this is my favorite part because it's got a lot of nice details. I like this section especially, but I really do like those vents. This flips up, unfortunately. Okay, well, now it wants to stay. Usually it just falls, but I guess I got it to a good place. And going down on here, there's a couple of little notches. Don't know if you can see that. There's a couple of pegs. Now, this peg is what stops this from completely closing, which I don't get too much, but okay. Now, on this side, this actually turns and allows you to bring this down. The only problem with that is my Mammoth didn't include the second one. However, I actually recommend this version a little bit more, because the Mammoth, it does the job with just one of those pegs. I would recommend putting in the two. If you got a Warthog in here, it kind of just, you know, pushes pressure on that side if you lift it up and do whatever. But, you know, I haven't really had much of a problem with that. Now, I've heard people complain that this is loose or one of the other panels is loose. With the amount of blocks right here, some of them are kind of uneven, so if you squish that in a little bit, it should help, you know, stabilize that bit. Taking a look at the front section, it does have a couple of lights that move, which is really nice. And then you also get this open door right here that just, you know, of course opens. You could probably put a mongoose, a couple of people in through this way, maybe a ghost. I think I've gotten a ghost in there. Don't know if you could fit a chopper in. I might do that in this review, but who knows. Yeah. Nom 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 nom. It's also got very nice detail right here. Oh, you're so pretty. Now with this playset, you want to play in it, so they've actually allowed you to pull off the top layers, which is really nice, except for they don't necessarily plug in. So if you want to move this around, be careful that these don't slide off, and you want to make sure that these stay in place. Now this back section, the panel right here that lifts up will go with this, just so you guys know. And with this section, it didn't really want to stay in place because I had the stairs kind of move forward. So if you got it kind of like that, you might want to move it back just a little bit. That way you get a very nice flush, you know, just putting that in. That wasn't that great. You know what I'm saying. Now the stairs right here, they're not necessarily supposed to come off, but you can do that. I wouldn't recommend it because that's what's kind of keeping the walls together, and, you know, it just makes it very nice. So here's the inside section of the Mammoth, and there's a minifigure right inside there to scale. Now, if you're thinking that this set only includes like 4 to 5 figures, if you count Roland as a figure, just because there's not enough room for more, there's plenty of room for more. It's like the first Battlescape especially, just lots of room to do other stuff with. So yeah, you can buy a bunch of minifigures and you can have them all in here. Well, probably not all unless you get multiple mammoths and have the right amount of minifigures. But yeah. So, I'm going to take off the stair section, zoom in the camera, and we're going to take a look at the front. As you can see down there, there is actual stairs, so that's very nice. You can play around with that. And as you can see, you got a little control panel. I believe these are stickers, but they're probably not. There's a hair right there. And Roland just goes right here, and that's very nice. Not a big fan of the blue glowing because it doesn't kind of make itself vibrant with the yellow translucency, but I guess it's alright. Taking a look at this side, it has a DMR, and it also has a silver second generation SMG. And that's pretty much where the backpack also goes. Now, as far as figures that can actually go inside here, the Warthog is the most advertised to actually, you know, stay in place in here. That doesn't mean you can't put in mongooses or anything else like that. So, yeah, the Goshawk actually fits in here quite well. There's a couple of little, you know, notches right here to kind of help stop it and put it in place. But as you can see, it fits in just fine. And you don't want to have the Gosh turret up like this when you store it inside. But if you can see, the turret just barely stops right there. So it has just enough room to put a Goshawk. That doesn't mean that you can't put in the Rocket Hog, you can't put in the original Goshawk. You can put pretty much every type of Warhog in here except for the 10th anniversary one. And can you just imagine the play value out of this?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day indeed. Won't you be my, won't you be my, won't you be my neighbor?
Now, in case you are wondering, you can put in a UNSC Cobra. All you have to do is rotate the turret and make sure it's in, I'm not going to kill you driver mode, and it will be fine. Yes, I do not have the top on it, but it doesn't really matter. You can put the tops on this, so that's actually kind of neat. However, if you think you can put in the Hornet, no, you can't. But maybe you can put in the Falcon, you can. But what if? No. Putting on the tops is pretty much just effortless entirely. So, yeah, it's very easy for adults and, of course, very easy for kids. And it's just 3 bits. You don't need the hair, but yeah. So overall, do I recommend the UNSC Mammoth? I would say I would. It's a very nice, very beefy vehicle, and I just love it. Though I really like the Covenant a little bit more, I don't want to overpower the UNSC. This is something that's incredible, and I really like it. I am totally freaking out. Thank you to the SS Motion. Thank you to Mega Bloks for all that. And it's just glorious. It's so good and so fun to play around with. Again, it's like a Barbie dollhouse for men. Anyways, that is pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Have a happy holiday and all sorts of doodads and whatnots. And I'll see you guys next time.